We'll flash this lad and tell him to slow it down a bit, called an uneducated troglodyte. Now is this it on the right hand side? This says path. No access for quads or motorcycles. I need to watch for overhanging trees and that as well, because they'll not be cut to regulation height. There's a lamppost on my left. Morning, sweet pea. Welcome back. Or just welcome if you've never seen me before. My name's Jay, and today I will be my class 1 truck driver. This is my rigid. Sometimes I'm class 2, but today our bin trailer. Oh no. It's got to be a bit of wire, a loose wire. I need to get that checked. Today we only have one delivery. I believe it's 6.6 tonne of rebar, and I think 4.8 tonne of mesh. Beam form, I don't know what the weight of the beam form is. It'd be decently heavy, there's 60 sheets. And 500 high steels, that's the high steels there. Wire high steels. And a mountain of links. There's the straights for the links. They turn them into beams. So if you've never saw this stuff before, if this is your first time visiting my page, that rebar is used in concrete to make it nice and strong. I can't remember, is it compression? Compression, I think, or tension, or I forget now which one it is. I say we've only got one delivery today, and it's Loose Bay, which is out Dumfries way, so a good old drive. Pretty scenic, some areas. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go, so I could go down the 702, cut down onto the A74M, or I can go right down the M77, A77 and go through Stranraer that way. I have not decided yet. But anyway, I'm already running a bit late this morning, so I'm going to shove you inside just now, get my checks and whatnot done. It's 5 to 6 and it's already 18 degrees. Yay! I'm going to be a sweaty boy. I still need to wake up, folks. I was running a wee bit late this morning because couldn't find my car keys anywhere. Hunted the house high and low, couldn't find them, and realised my car was unlocked. I jumped in the car, pushed the start button and the car started. So I knew they were in the car somewhere. Yeah, that's how much in it I am. Turns out I'd put them down in the boot to lift the messages out, and then just left them there and shut the boot. So that was a great start to the morning. It's 3.5 hour drive to Loose Bay, but before we can think really bashing on, we need to stop along here at just outside the bus stop. We need to tighten up the ratchet straps. If you not saw this stuff before, it settles quite a lot. And I know I've had a few comments about, oh, that looks, I wouldn't take that load, I would quit that job. I wouldn't leave the yard if it wasn't safe, guys. I've done this for many years. Oh, I'll get the beacons on, I'll get the hazards on because there is a truck coming up behind us. So first port of call, get out and tighten the ratchet straps. We're only about a mile along the road, so it doesn't take much to settle it down enough for me to go and tighten up the ratchet straps. Depending on how loose they are will depend on whether I stop again or not. If they're only a little bit loose, then I know they've settled pretty well. If they're extremely loose, I'll double check it. Anyway, I will switch these off just now. In fact, will I take you with me? I'll take you with me. There you go. I need gloves first. I don't have my gloves. You never want to touch this stuff without gloves. I have enough scars on my hands to prove that's not a wise idea. Let's see. Not too bad. A little bit loose. This stuff. There you go. Work is quite quiet just now. like scarily quiet. I know I'm never usually mega busy, but I would like it to be a little bit busier than what it is right now. I only had one drop yesterday. David Wilson Homes at Turnhouse Road. I didn't bother recording it. I did think about it, purely because I thought I could stitch a few days together. You know, if I just get a few quiet days together. But I chose not to bother. And it was warranted because nothing happened. But peek your nose out and have a look, then just step out into traffic. Oh. Chuck the gloves down. Shove you back up here. There you go. Right, so it's 6:15 right now. Put the hazards off. Indicate right so that people know I'm moving. And put the beacons off. Right, so I don't think they were loose enough for me to warrant stopping again. But obviously, as we're driving, I will keep an eye on them. Make sure that nothing does come loose. You can generally see when they've come loose if there's a bit of wind or that, or you're moving at speed. You see the ratchets flamping about. Why is this lad come up? I don't understand why this Arctic's come up lane 2. This is a bit of a snug one for a car in an Arctic. Let alone two Arctics together. I don't understand his logic. He's obviously busy, folks. Yeah, he's just hung back, didn't he? I thought he was going to try and pass me on the junction there, but if you didn't drive trucks or that, then it'll probably not make much sense to you. But your left-hand side is your weak side. It's where all the bad stuff happens, and because that's a sweeping right-hand bend, you get very limited view of what's going on your left-hand side. Now, in itself, just being in that lane, it's no problem, really. The issue is the impatience of other drivers. They will try and undertake you. And if you're coming across and you're looking and thinking, oh, I'm clear, and you drift over into lane 1, you're going to smack somebody, and it's going to be your fault. So, generally, most truck drivers will only use lane 2 to do things like that. Nice straight bit of motorway or dual carriageway or something, and then they'll go for it. Oh, also, if you're through this area, Seafield Road and Harrowalder Road are now 30 miles an hour. And I only say that because I've forgotten. I was beasting along at 40 there. We'll just back off a little bit. Anyway, I'm off on shite. We'll get there at 20 to 10. We'll update later on and see how well that goes. Not bad at all, folks, not bad at all. Added on a whopping 3 minutes to the journey. Thanks mostly in part to the good people of Glasgow queuing up in lane 2 and 3 and leaving lane 1 wide open. The only reason we slowed down was because, you know, you don't want to be going all the way up lane 1 at 56 mile an hour when everybody else is doing 10. So we crept along and yeah, 3-4 minutes of traffic. Chef's kiss to that one. Happy days. So we're now getting there at 20 to 10. But I think if the traffic's decent, we might be able to shave some time off of that. So we've only done an hour and 16 minutes driving, so it took us 15 minutes to get from the M8 onto the M77. At this time in the morning, 27 minutes past 7, I'll take it. I will take it. So we will crack on. The sun is shining, hopefully it stays that way. I think it will, because the skies are clear blue. Sunnies are on, coffee in hand. Lovely jubbly. Right, we're in here. We're on an hour and 51 minutes driving, and we lost a minute somewhere. We're now getting there at 9:41, but that's neither here nor there. We'll not cry about it. I did get stuck behind the livestock motor for a wee bit. It was probably that. But This is one of these roundabouts. I don't know why, but people really struggle with this one. Navigation itself is it's a fairly simple effort. Know what road you're on, know what road you want to be on, know which direction you're heading in. Then when you come to these roundabouts that are multi-lane and all the different road numbers and directions are on that, you know exactly what one you want. For us, A77 South, lane 1 and 2. Unfortunately, people pass their tests and just go, I'll just wing it. I'll just wing it for the rest of my life. That's where it kind of comes into with the whole professional driving thing. I've said it before, but obviously if you've not seen the video, you don't know what I'm talking about. But somebody once said, being a professional driver is 90% fixing other people's mistakes and 10% fixing your own. And I quite buy into that analogy of it all. I've not said, I said I'm going to Loose Bay, but I've not said where. So I'm going to a holiday park, caravan park. It looks like it's pretty close to the waterfront, and allegedly you can see the Isle of Man for the waterfront on a nice clear day. We probably won't get close enough to be able to see it, but little snippet of information for you there. Again, disclaimer, it's second-hand information, don't quote me on it, don't come at me if I'm wrong. I'm just passing on information I have heard. I've only ever done one other delivery in Loose Bay, and it wasn't even near the waterfront, so I can't confirm it. Maybe one of you guys can. Maybe you have been to Loose Bay Holiday Park and you've been on the beach and you've saw the Isle of Man. I believe trucker Mr. B runs about there. A man's a phenomenal driver, my God. I mean, I like to think I get by, and I like to think some of the places I go can be a little bit tight. He's putting trailers in places where van drivers struggle to manoeuvre. So if you don't know, if you've never saw him before, go have a look on YouTube. Isle of Man trucker Mr. B. He's on TikTok as well. I've obviously never met the guy, but he seems like an absolute gentleman. He's constantly promoting various tourist attractions on the island. Obviously the big one's the TT, but there is a lot of other stuff on the island to do if you've never been before. The bit I'm going to, Sandhead Dune House. That just screams a place you want to be taking an Arctic, doesn't it? I'm guessing it's a new build thing that they're putting in. The actual caravan park itself, I'm not too worried about driving around that in an Arctic, because it's Arctics that deliver the caravans, so if they can do it, I can do it with an urban trailer. It's the whole Sandhead Dune House that's getting me. This may well be right on the waterfront. I hope they've got a nice access road, isn't it, if it is. I'm 3.5 hours to get there, so I'm swithering whether I just sit there and have my lunch and reset my driving for the drive back. I do not know what I'm going to do yet. I haven't decided. It depends how hungry I get, I suppose. But I say the work's quiet now, and that delivery yesterday really annoyed me. And this is like the whole thing with my company trusting me to just get on with the job and all that. I think a lot of drivers would have seen that as, oh, I'll just sit here until whatever happens. So when I turned up to the site, it was like, I think it was 8:15, and the machine driver saw me, the forklift driver saw me, and a couple of my customers' guys, they saw me as well, and I went and parked with the meshes, which was quite far away from the offices and all that, and I took my ratchet straps off and whatnot, and then nobody come near. So I gave it another 5-10 minutes, still nobody come near. I know they don't saw me, so I walked up to the office, nobody in the office. Went and spoke to the forklift driver, and he pointed me in the direction of where they are. So I went over to my customer and I said to her, I've got your mesh. It was only in a puddle jumper, it was only 12 sheets, so not a massive hoo-ha, in my eyes at least. Told them where I was, told them I was ready to go, send the machine over when you get a chance. Aye, will do. half an hour later, there's still no sign of them. So I thought, right, I'm going to go and chase them up now, because although I'm not personally busy, I don't want to take the piss and sit on a site for hours on end when I didn't have to. There might have been another drop for me to go back to, I don't know these things. Went back and asked them, I said, you know, when's the machine coming down to take this stuff off? What machine? That was what I got, what machine? The one I asked you to send me, what's going on? Oh no, the mesh isn't coming off down there anymore. Go up the hill. Speak to the lads up the hill. Like, why would I speak to them? And that's where we're taking it off now. It's like, could you not just told me that in the first place when I came down and spoke to you? It says, no, go up the hill. So I went up the hill, we got the 12 sheets off, and I also had 10 rolls of tie wire for them. They didn't want it. Said, no, that's we didn't use tie wire. They use loop ties, slightly different. Phoned the boss man, said, oh, you know, they didn't want to take the 10 rolls of tie wire. Checked the order. Wasn't 10 rolls of tie wire ordered at all, so that was a wee foo-foo on our part. It's neither here nor there for me. Like I say, they're only along the road, so yeah, I didn't record. It's the site that I knocked the pallet of brick over on, and it's right beside where the mesh obviously used to get dropped off. There's still mesh there, but they've said, oh, that's unfortunate. That's a really horrible place for a police car to break down there. Right in a blind bend. Not good, folks, not good. We'll just we'll flash this lad and tell him to slow it down a bit, mate. Because you don't want to go barreling out of the back of a police car, do you? They'll somehow find a way to turn around and say, that's your fault. That's your fault. We'll not flash this lad though, because he's a bit far away now. He'll be confused about why I'm flashing him. So hopefully somebody behind me will have the forethought to think, I'll warn this guy there's a hazard around the blind corner. The wee tired man is on my back, so I'm going to pull over, stretch my legs a wee bit, and just check my ratchet straps and whatnot. I think I'm fairly certain they're absolutely fine. But the shrink wrap streamer that we had, it impaled itself on the mesh. So I thought it was going to be fine, but it has somehow managed to unhook itself, so I'm just going to take this opportunity to tear it off. Time's it now 8:20. I'm positive it's the polarised sunglasses that make me tired. Every time I put them on I end up feeling absolutely shattered, which is obviously not ideal when you're driving a truck. So let's either get out, stretch my legs. I do have a backup plan with me though, and it's probably a bad idea, but so I've been addicted to this stuff lately. This is an old addiction, and I sacked it off. All the horror stories about Red Bulls and that, but they do a spice pear just now. It's not a spice pear I've got, but I do like the regular Red Bull as well. Right, I'll switch these off now. I'll go and check these ratchet straps. I'm sure they'll be absolutely fine though. Right, 8:25. Wee bit of fresh air, feel much better. And I found my chicken satay skewers. I know they're not the healthiest snack to be having, but they're so tasty. They're so full of crap as well, I know. But I don't care because they're so tasty. Now they're called chicken satay skewers. I'm not sure how much chicken's in them. They look like chicken, do they? They look like garbage. But anyway, that's put us up to 9:45. I'll be fine, I'll be fine. Yeah, the ratchet straps. Eating with my mouth full out, what a pig. A nice old ruin. Sure I've showed that ruin before on the channel. Was good talk, imagine the things that we'd be able to say. The stuff it's seen. Anyway, the ratchet straps, I got like one click out of each of them, but that's no loose. That was just me getting it the extra heave ho. There was one, I got 3 clicks in it, so that was a tiny bit loose, but nothing to write home about. So we got our we got a shrink wrap streamer. We got it ripped off. It wasn't that bad. I just shoved it inside the mesh, and now I'll deal with that once we get to the job. There's another ruin. There's a couple, eh? What is this one? Stranraer Abbey. There we go. Right, we're just under an hour away. We're as west can be. Without going in the water, that is right enough. If you're new here, feel free to get involved in the comments. I love reading people's stories and all that. This is just a hobby. Started it for a bit of fun, but I find the most enjoyable part of it all is actually just interacting with the comments and whatnot. 99% of them are good. I can take constructive criticism. If there's something that you didn't like, I'm not going to cry about it. I will take it on the chin like a big boy, because I'm a big boy. Not all the comments are nice. Like I said, I can take constructive criticism, but the other day there I was called an uneducated troglodyte. What? And he got to this huge conclusion about me after 27 seconds of viewing my video. He went as far as to tell me that in the comment. He didn't say why he came to that conclusion after 27 seconds. I can only assume it was my face, okay? I'm aware I'm no model, okay? I'm fine with it. I'm completely fine with it. I do apologise, I was not the eye candy you were looking for, but this is a truck vlog channel. It's mostly about the truck. I do a lot of waffling shite, I'll give them that, but the uneducated troglodyte, I feel like maybe that was a bit harsh, especially after only 27 seconds. At least watch the whole video, and then, oh, I think I just smooshed a wee bird. Crap. Maybe he made it. I'm not going particularly fast. Aye, anyway, maybe if he'd watched the whole video, he could have made a more educated guess himself, because I feel like calling me an uneducated troglodyte after 27 seconds, he's not really educated himself on who I am or what I'm about, so who knows, folks. Anyway, if you have constructive criticism to give, you can give it. If you're watching on your telly, you can pick up your mobile and do it there. You can also subscribe over there and get your notifications on. Or if you just want to say you're enjoying the video, pop in the comments. I love to read it. I love to hear it. Anyway, like I said, it's now 10 to 9. We've done 2.5 hours driving. It's a bit steep, tight even. It's not steep. It wasn't steep at all. It was tight. Anyway, we'll catch up in a little bit. Hey, 9:15. 3 hours driving. The wee tyre man is trying to come back on me, and that was, I'd not put the polarised sunglasses back on because I'm convinced that they are making my brain feel like I'm tired. I'm not. But we just passed the ferry terminal. The mesh that I've got, that's where it came from. Caravan ferry terminal. It was picked up on Friday. I tipped it yesterday, and now it's coming back. It's coming back this way. Obviously, we've got the bar and the accessories and that are going with it, so there's been no point in saying, oh mate, can you drop that off before you come here? So our mesh that we're getting just now is made in Ireland, I believe. An interesting thing about the stuff that we get for Ireland, so when Brexit came in, the Irish government got subsidies for the UK for delivering to mainland UK. And at one point it was cheaper for one of our competitors who runs out of Ireland to deliver steel in Edinburgh than it was for us to get an outside contractor to deliver it up the town. And obviously we're at Seafield, it's just down the road, and you're like, oh, that's nuts, how is that possible? A lot of the outside contractors that we were using before they'd even set foot in Edinburgh and made a quote on any mileage or that, £500, just because it was Edinburgh. But it's just silliness, because I mean Edinburgh's not a big place, is it? It's tiny. I mean, size of Glasgow, much bigger. But for whatever reason, whenever they were delivering into Edinburgh, they'd hit us with this £500 surcharge. said because the traffic's so bad and all that, they couldn't predict the time it would take the driver to do it, so they just slapped on a £500 surcharge before we'd even deliver the stuff. And because of the Irish getting the subsidies to deliver over here, it was cheaper for our competitor to do it. He had his own trucks at the time, we didn't have our own trucks. He does use his own trucks, so he just literally had the cost of diesel and his man. The whole Brexit thing was weird, but it made a mess for us for a wee bit, because prices of steel and that were going crazy. And then Trump's levies and all that kind of threw us for a loop as well. People started panicking about the price of steel and all that, and every time there's a panic, the prices start going through the roof. But then I'm just an uneducated troglodyte, aren't I, folks? So I should just shut my mouth about said matters. And while we're on that subject, that was second-hand information about the subsidies that the Irish get about it being cheaper. So my boss was telling me. I don't know how much truth's in it. At the time, I was fighting to get an Arctic, because we had the puddle jumper, the rigid, but we never had the Arctics, and I really wanted the Arctics because the Arctics was the whole reason I got into it. But when I first said to them about getting my licence, because my company put me through my licences, it was because our 2 Arctic drivers were retiring, and as I've said in previous videos, we've had bad experiences with agency drivers doing this job. Many of them find it too difficult and give it up. I've never understood it, and I've even had comments from people saying, "Oh, if that was me, I'd sack that off in an instant. I would not be working for that. That's horrendous conditions like that." I didn't know any better, so I'm completely fine with it. But we've had the agency drivers come in, do half a shift, come back, not even say anything to the boss man, and just park the truck up and walk out. We've had the same issue on the shop floor actually, but the shop floor I can understand. Working on the shop floor is extremely physical. I used to be really, really skinny, and I used to attribute it to great genes, and nope, it was just how hard I worked on the shop floor. The minute I stopped working on the shop floor, fat as fudge. But I'm very sedentary. I don't move a bit much, so that's on me. I know I could do more. I've got better things to do with my time, and I know it's ironic because the unfitter I get, the less time I'm getting myself to enjoy life. But it's one of those things you always say, "Oh, I'll deal with it later. I'll do something about it," and then you open up a pack of chicken satay sticks and crack open a Red Bull. I'm only human, folks. I'm only human. What can I say? Right, we're in Stranraer. We're going to stay on the A77, head for Port Patrick. You can just pop in there, matey. Thank you. I've recently done a video in Stranraer, but the weather was crap. It kind of put me on a bit of a downer, and while I was editing the video, you kind of picked it up that I was on a bit of a Debbie Downer. And obviously, nobody wants to watch that, so I ended up scrapping the video. It did go a little bit Pete Tong for me. Ah, nice. Just put the indicator on at the last minute, thank you. I ended up in a one-way system. I committed the cardinal sin, folks. The one thing I keep telling people not to do is not to fully trust your twat nav. But there was a road closure, and I stupidly let it get to me. And the thing is, the road closure didn't actually affect the route that I had picked. It was just as you enter Stranraer. And I thought, and then it completely threw me for a loop, and I forgot where I was supposed to be going. So I thought, I'll be fine. I'll just follow the twat nav. And I ended up in the one-way system. I was in this. I had the urban trailer on. And it wasn't fun. It was not fun at all. So I thought I'll make a good video, but then as I was going through it, it just wasn't shaping up to be all that bro. So I abandoned it altogether. It's, I think it's close by here actually. I think it was some kind of club or something that was getting built or something like that. Oh, he's turning right, this car coming that way. Perfect. See, I've only ever done one other delivery in Loose Bay, so I suppose I'm no, I'm not really selling myself as not being an uneducated troglodyte with all the mistakes and that I'm showing, but he doesn't get to make that claim because he only watched 27 seconds of a video. See, if he'd watched the whole video, then he could have made that claim and I wouldn't have been able to dispute it because I am an idiot. I don't live in a cave though. I don't live in a cave, so he got that bit wrong. I'll give him the uneducated part. I don't think I've been to this part of Stranraer. Right, we're 0.8 miles away, but my boss has just phoned. The entrance is not the main entrance. I have to go to the eastern side of the B7084, which is on the left, coming up. Do I go along it and have a look? I think I'm going to have to. So I pinned it right at the entrance to the caravan park. Sands of Loose Holiday Park, that's the one. Where that white van's coming out, the B7084. I think that's where the entrance is. To the site. On you go, mate. On you go. Now, is this it on the right hand side? This is path. That looks like a farm of some kind, so I think I'll go down there. Because the holiday park is on the right hand side there, so I'll not be too far along there, I don't think. Oh, we got a beacon zone. And we'll hope and pray that we see some construction signs or somewhere I can turn around if not. I really wish this information had been relayed to me beforehand. Right, that looks like he's just a groundskeeper of some kind, so probably not. It doesn't look like he's got any interest in talking to me, so this has to be it, folks, right? Why would you have to go any further along? That's a car park. Now, no access for quads or motorcycles. Right, I think we're in it, in the caravan park, but I don't see any signs for... Oh wait, there's a dumper. Is this a... Oh, surely that's not it. Oh wow. At the very least, he probably know where I'm supposed to be, folks. Let's find out. Sandhead Dune House. Alright, Mucker.
Just spoke about you coming today.
Aye, my boss literally just phoned me and he was like, "You're going in the east entrance off the B8 or whatever it was." Oh. Am I at the right bit?
Aye.
Oh, happy days. Yeah. Mate, I thought you were coming to tell me, no, you shouldn't be in here.
That's the right bit, but fucking nothing around the road. That's the biggest problem I've got.
Oh, that's no good. Then I've got a they must have a telehandler here somewhere.
Oh, we had fucking loads, but just not on this job.
Right, a good start, folks. We're in the right place. We have nothing to get tipped with. Oh. It's definitely going to be interesting getting turned around in here though. I think I could go left and reverse up to him if it's just gone at that pad. Surely not. Because that's, I mean, the slab's already been poured in there. I was just going to hold another caravan. Anyway, we are close enough to the water, but I don't know.
Try to get a hand of somebody, but I'll get you down to where you need to be anyway.
All right.
You just reverse back and drive down this road.
Yep.
And then you'll have to put your nose down, and I'm afraid it's a bit of a reverse round to the site, but there's no water to turn in there. But I'll guide you round.
No bother, buddy. There's nobody behind me, no? I've got to check. I don't know if there's anybody behind me. I'll just have a quick look. I don't want to go reversing into anybody on a caravan park, folks. That wouldn't be good. How much tarmac have I got to steal on the right? A wee bit. This is a wee bit of a reverse to get on site, apparently. That's fine. I was going to put this on a 40-foot trailer too. I wouldn't have been good with it. I mean, I'd have still managed it. I'd have got on with it, but it just would have been a bit more awkward. Welcome to the dunes. Right, we're reversing up to the left. Oh, it's a wee twisty, windy road too. Yay! All the holiday makers are giving me the stink eye. Wait, I can't see the road. Right, if I point it towards him, then I should be able to. There we go, there's the road. Get right round, baby. I went too far, have I? A wee bit. This is going to be awkward. I really don't want it to be gone on the grass because this will be soft. And there's a car sitting in the middle of the road behind me. I wish I could get you guys outside for this. I do apologise, you'll just need to bear with me with it. I don't know where I'm going for there. We are a wee bit on the grass on the left hand side, but nothing too terrible. I think we're just going straight back. That's not straight back as in the road's straight, that's just staying on this part of the road. How do these boys do it with these big caravans? I need to watch for overhanging trees and that as well, because they'll not be cut to regulation height. There's a lamppost on my left. The road's curving to the left. Got a lot of tarmac on the right hand side though. I would thank you, mate, but I really need to be paying attention here. The road's curving to the left again. Righty-hoo! We is tipped, mute that. The beacons have went off, so we're going to put them back on. They go off when I switch the engine on for some reason. I don't know if it's like a wee surge that switches them off. Hopefully you got to see most of that tip. I think I switched off just as the last bundle was about to get landed. But our issue now is remembering how to get out of here. This is up and round the back of that house. Right, not where that white car went. I don't think. No. No, straight along, wasn't it? Remind me, folks. Straight along. Aye, where that white car's coming out of now. Aye, you're going to have to reverse, because that's where the car went in there, didn't it? Oh no, I did. Aye, I reversed along here, didn't I? Aye, this was it. Aye, turn right here. I remember, folks, I remember. We didn't go all the way past Oideen. Snip a wee bit of the grass on the left. There we go. So that's a house they're building for the landowner's dad. So I think he owned it at one point. Now the kids own it. Yeah, there we go. So we turn right here, nice and wide, just like that. Right, we're going to get back at 2:30, but I need to stop and have my 45 because obviously I've not had any break yet. That wasn't anywhere near as difficult as, as I thought it was going to be. I thought, I'm going to get lost in here and just look like an absolute idiot, ain't I? It wouldn't be the first time, folks, would it? I'll take this nice and wide as well because they're big gates. Now we're making it. Oh, loads of room. Aye, so even though that kind of looked a bit tight, it was telling me they had a pilot machine in there, and they're big old heavy rigs, so that would have been coming on at minimum probably a Cat 2. But he did say that the trailer that it was on, it did have a steering axle. It's what me to go back to the A75, the twat nav is. I don't think I'm going to go back to the A75. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my wee journey down here. If you're watching on your TV, I know I've already said it, but I'm really struggling to get TV watchers to subscribe. I understand it, but if your account on your TV is the same as on your phone, like I said earlier, just jump on your phone, hit that subscribe button, get the notifications on. Sometimes it's just absolute craziness where I'm getting sent. Other times it's just nice, beautiful drives like this, and you get to listen to me waffle shite while I travel the country. I was talking to the lad there about Stranraer, and he said that it used to be quite a lovely bustling town. You had the ferry ports and all that were there, wee fishing village stuff going on and that, and it's just been left to die a death, and it's crap. It really is. Like a wee cash injection would help no end. Well, we can put the beacons off now. But anyway, if you can subscribe, magic. Comment, even if you're just a lurker. We don't bite. I don't bite. 99% of my subscribers that comment are generally extremely nice people. You're not going to get ribbed for asking questions like that. It's me that gets ribbed here because I am the idiot. But, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.